Experiential learning. Everyone deserves an education, but it's also critical that we will be able to study in a way that meets and respects our particular needs and peculiarities. Traditional learning methods have favored people with a strong memory, but learning is about much more than passing an exam. Experiential learning is a learning theory that offers an alternative to more standard learning models. Therefore, we decided to look at how the experiential learning cycle works, the benefits of its form of learning, and how to use it in many aspects of life. Number one, what is EL and how does it work? Experiential learning is a belief that our continual interactions and involvement with the world around us produce experiences, and that learning is an unavoidable byproduct of experience. This learning theory differs from cognitive and behavioral learning theories in that it takes a holistic approach to learning. It takes into account the importance that all of our experiences, including emotions, cognition, and environmental circumstances, play in our learning. The experiential learning theory promotes deep learning above surface learning, two concepts that are distinguished in the University of Groningen's active learning in a practice open phase. Surface learning often entails preparing for an exam, which may be accomplished by memorizing knowledge from a textbook and information may not be effectively recalled. Deep learning, on the other hand, usually entails learning about something through a variety of approaches such as reading, experimenting, role playing, and discussing. These strategies encouraging students to apply and discuss theories rather than simply memory them, allowing them to have a deeper understanding of what they are studying. Learning from experience requires the process of resolving conflict between competing concepts described as cognitive conflict and cognitive dissonance. According to the University of New South Wales, learning from experience what the student does open step. This shows how experiential learning may drive students to break old habits, challenge old beliefs, and try new things. The experiential learning cycle of Develop. We will go through Develop's experiential learning cycle in more depth now that we have examined what experiential learning in general. Kolb is an educational theorist from the United States who first published this theories on experiential learning in 1984. He proposed that his learning cycle has four key stages, which we will go through below. A. Concrete experience. The cycle starts with the learner having a tangible experience, which might be learning something completely new or experiences something all in a new manner. Learning to ride a bike, seeing a play for the first time, or playing an instrument are all examples of this, but this might be anything. B. Reflective observation. The following stage of the cycle is crucial and it revolves around reflections. After having a tangible experience, the learner should spend some time reflecting on what happened to watching others perform the same thing and thinking about what they are seeing. We examine how reflecting use a notebook template might help you assess to evaluate your progress while learning something new in our individual method or reflection open step. Simple questions like what went well? What am I having trouble with? And what might I do differently can assist you in making improvements of the future. C. Abstract conceptualization. It's time for the learner to make sense of their experience and reflections once they have reflected on their concrete experience. They have considered their next step of improvement, devise a plan of action, or seek advice from literature or an expert. This enables individuals to generate new thoughts of change old abstract notions in order to take action. D. Active experimentation. The third step of law cycle is known as active experimentation and it involves acting on your earlier reflections and thoughts. When the learner tries the experience as a second time, they use what they have learned from the first time and observe whether there are any changes. This is simply a chance to put fresh ideas to the test. The learner will receive a fresh, tangible experience as a consequence of this active exploration, and the cycle will begin all over again. This cycle can continue until the this cycle can continue until the learner has gained confidence in the subject and is satisfied with the outcome of the practical experience. You can assure a stronger retention of material by allowing learners to assess their knowledge in this way. Number 3, the experiential learning styles. On their website, the Experiential Learning Institute outlines how each person navigates the learning cycle in their own unique way. The Knob Learning Styles Inventory reveals that there are 9 various methods to navigate the learning cycle, which are impacted by a range of elements such as our personalities, educational levels, jobs, cultures, and more. He claims that when we are on autopilot or under stress, we prefer to begin with one of these learning methods and fall back on it as a habit. Understanding these diverse learning styles can help us better comprehend individuals who learn in a different ways than we do, which can help and enhance our collaborations, leadership, and communication abilities. Number 1, experiencing. Because you get significance from our experience and connections, you thrive a collaboration and emotional connection with people. Number 2, imagining. You get the most out of watching and thinking on situations, and you have sympathetic and creative mentality while you work. Number 3, reflecting. You are slow and cautious, preferring to study other and absorb information from several sources before taking action. Number 4, analyzing. You prefer to think about your experiences in a methodological and analytical way and then make plans to minimize mistakes and test assumptions. Number 5, thinking. You tend to use logic and reasoning to form arguments, and you enjoy using quantitative approaches to make judgments and communicate your opinions. Number 6, deciding. You are an excellent decision maker who likes to create concrete objectives and work toward them by planning the reviewing them as you go. Number 7, acting. You are goal oriented and use assertiveness and commitment to achieve your objectives in a short amount of time. Number 8, initiating. You have an adventurous spirit and enjoy thinking on your feet and taking chances in order to explore new possibilities. Number 9, balancing. You analyze the advantages and disadvantages of each circumstances, identifying gaps, bridging interpersonal differences, and assisting your team in fast adapting. Number 4, what are the sum of advantages of experiential learning? Number 1, there's more freedom or creativity. Number 2, it's simpler to understand complex or complicated subjects. Number 3, it helps you to learn from your errors. Number 4, it stimulates contemplation and introspection, and it prepares you future experiences and adult life. Number 5, teachers report that students' attitude towards learning have improved. Number 5, other locations where experiential learning theory can be used. Sports coaching. By giving athletes time to reflect on their performance, experiential learning may help them train to their full potential. It may also be effective strategy for sports coaches to assist their athletes improve. Number 2, workplace training. Experiential learning rather than reading guidebooks and articles might be a lot more efficient way to remembering new information depending on the sort of workplace you work in. Number 3, research field trip. Experiential learning theory is ideal for research since it is necessary to explore, reflect, adjust, and reevaluate throughout a research trip or project. Number 4, learning new skills. The experience learning cycles may help you make consistent progress whether you are learning a new sport, instrument, or soft skill. Number 5, internship. An internship is the ideal of everyone trying to a new profession, and experience learning may help you learn as much as possible in the time you have. Number 6, final thoughts. Experiential learning may be highly beneficial regardless of who you are, whether you are a teacher, a student, or something entirely else. It promotes that the concept that learning is a lifelong process and that is order to grow personally or professionally, you don't have to keep a traditional learning techniques. We offer various courses that foster a growth mentality when it comes of studying. So if you are looking for a new challenge, try enrolling in one of them. For instance, Samsung's Designing a Future Where Learning is a Lifestyle course will show you how to leverage technology to help reimagine the future of education.